Order 9, 4 to 1, the listener. 14's B4 Salmon. Mossbank back to 16's, Luke. Lantartique 25, State of Play 25. This comes.
And last year's winner, the listener and Daryl Jacobs set off to lead the way. State of Play and Denman on the outside. These are being followed by Mossbank and Beaver Salmon, the two stable companions, being followed by Lantartique, who just pecked on landing over that one, came down a little bit steeply, but is restrained the back marker of the 6 by Graham Lee. Going now to the first of the regulation fences, right across from the stands. The listener and Denman on the outside. They're in front of Mossbank, who touched down third with State of Play, Beaver Salmon and Lantartique. They face up to fence number 3. Continuing down the back, and Denman on the outside of the listener shows half a length in front. And they're being followed in third place by State of Play. Mossbank is on the outside of Beaver Salmon, and Lantartique is the back marker. Facing up to number 4, and Denman on the outside of the listener. Beaver Salmon, State of Play and Mossbank, followed by Lantartique as they head towards the second of the ditches now, number 5, before they'll swing across to the straight. And Denman now being let stride on by Ruby Walsh has opened up a 3 to 4 length lead over the listener. And they're followed by Beaver Salmon, Mossbank, State of Play, with Lantartique the back marker. Now they make the turn to head across towards number 6. Denman leads by a length to the listener, a couple of lengths to Beaver Salmon, followed by State of Play and Mossbank, a couple of lengths to Lantartique. Racing now to the 6th, that'll bring them on the approach to the straight, and Denman bowling along in front of the listener. State of Play and Beaver Salmon, followed by Mossbank and Lantartique. They run the elbow now to swing in to face up to number 7, which will be number 17, and of course the final fence after another circuit, as Denman and Ruby Walsh lead into the straight with 2 miles ahead of them, followed by last year's winner, the listener, and Daryl Jacob, and then Beaver Salmon, who has been a previous winner of this race on occasions, followed by State of Play and Lantartique, and Mossbank is the back markers. So they come to race on up in front of the stands with the 4 visitors, 1, 2, 3, 4, ahead of Michael Hardigan's 2 stable companions, and it's Denman who leads past the stands by 3 to 4 lengths to the listener. State of Play, they're followed by Beaver Salmon, Lantartique on the inside of Mossbank. So they race away from the stands, 10 fences left ahead of them, and very shortly nearing the halfway point. Denman the leader, followed by the listener. Then comes State of Play, Beaver Salmon, Mossbank, Lantartique towards the inside. At the fence away from the stands, number 8. Denman leads the listener. State of Play, Mossbank, Lantartique, Beaver Salmon. Going now to the second fence away from the stands, number 9. And rising in front will be Denman from the listener, and they're followed by State of Play. Mossbank is on the outside of Lantartique and Beaver Salmon. So they've got to run round the bottom bends now to take them up to the 10 furlong point. Next fence they face in the back straight will be 8 fences from the finish, as Denman shows the way to the listener, who's in second place, and third is State of Play, and they're followed by Mossbank, Beaver Salmon and Lantartique. Facing up now to the first down the back, Denman, Ruby Walsh, the listener, Daryl Jacobs, State of Play, Paul Maloney, Mossbank, Davy Russell, and a good jump by the listener, goes up to just take over. Lantartique, Graham Lee on the inside, and Beaver Salmon, Paul Carberry, although the back markers 6 lengths cover them, and the lead exchanging now as Denman takes over again. Coming up towards the mile pole, Denman, the listener, Mossbank on the outside of State of Play, Beaver Salmon and Lantartique. Racing now across in front of the stands to the final regulation, 6 left to jump, and Denman leads the listener. Mossbank, State of Play, Beaver Salmon, Lantartique. Right across from the stands, second last ditch, Denman from the listener. Mossbank touches down third, then State of Play, Lantartique and Beaver Salmon. So they're heading now towards the final 3/4 of a mile. Denman the leader from the listener, State of Play, Lantartique joining Mossbank, and they've gone a few lengths in front of Beaver Salmon. Now they're going to 4 from the finish. Denman leads the Listener by just a length and a half. 3 parts of a length then to State of Play, Moss Bank, Lantarctic and Beaver Salmon. Racing now to the final ditch. 5 furlongs to go, 3 left to jump, and Denman leads. The Listener tracks him in third, State of Play, Mossbank right there on the outside, and Beaver Salmon and Lantarctic still right in contention as the 6 runners covered by 5 lengths. The final ditch, 3 from home. Denman leads by just over 2 lengths. The Listener, Mossbank, State of Play, Lantarctic and Beaver Salmon. Swinging now with 2 left to jump in the Lexus, and it's Denman and Ruby Walsh from the Listener and Daryl Jacob. Mossbank and Davy Russell towards the outside. Now they begin to race for the home turn, and it's Denman from the Listener moving up on the outside. In third is Mossbank as they round the home turn. Denman, the Listener and Mossbank as they straighten up for the final fence. It's Denman, Ruby Walsh from Mossbank on the outside. Davy Russell in the centre is the Listener and Daryl Jacob, but Denman leads Mossbank and the Listener. In fourth is Beaver Salmon. Final fence in the Lexus Chase, and it's Denman over in front of Mossbank. Then comes the Listener, and on the run up towards the finish, it's Denman and Ruby Walsh from Mossbank, the Listener and Beaver Salmon staying on again as they race up towards the finish. It's going to be another big one for Ruby Walsh and Paul Nicholls. What a hand he's got in the Gold Cup. Ruby and Denman win the Lexus, and it's going to be a photograph for second, very close. Mossbank and the Listener, and Beaver Salmon a very, very creditable fourth.
Is the SP's 4-9 favourite Mossbank scrambling up for second. Ran a big race, didn't he? At 16 to 1.